These people chose revenge. There are moments in my life where I regret not choosing revenge, but no, I was just trying to be the better person. It's never as fun as getting revenge, but I can just take a guess by looking at it. Lad at work just eats everyone's treats. Tomorrow we will have a surprise for him. What a waste of good donuts. I love mustard. Like, I can eat mustard by the spoonful, genuinely, but like, you ain't gonna convince me to eat a donut with mustard. Oh, that breaks my heart. Don't waste donuts to prove a point, because he's probably still gonna eat people's treats even after this. I take the train to work each morning and then again to get home. I like to sit in the quiet car because it allows me to think and do a little extra work each day. On the train ride home today, a woman in front of me kept talking on the phone even after people nicely asked her to be quiet. The conductor also came through and informed her she was on a quiet car. Oh, there's like there's a thing called a quiet car, like where you're supposed to be quiet. This is so interesting. Hi, baby. Okay, see you later. Oh, that was short-lived. She didn't even look at me. That's nice. The seats we are in have very little support, so someone behind you could push your seat and you'd feel it. Several riders decided it wasn't worth it and switched cars. I decided I had enough and slouched far enough so both of my knees were firmly in the back of her seat, pushing fairly hard. She cocked her head around and told me to put my knees down. I closed my eyes and fake slept. She got up and moved to a different seat. There was a person behind her, and guess what he did? Knees to the back of the chair. People started catching on and she chose a seat with no one behind her. Another rider changed seats behind her and she got some more knees. The conductor came through again and was unaware of our little revenge. She got up and told him that people were putting knees into her back and stalking her to each spot. The conductor put his index finger to his lips and said, "Shh, this is a quiet car." This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. This should be a scene in a movie. I feel like that would make for some great comedy. So this morning, traffic is totally backed up due to a fender bender at a construction zone. Karen decides to blast by everyone in the left-hand only turn lane and force her way up in the front. Of course, I hate people like that. She has an older Ford SUV covered in dents and road rash. Lots of middle fingers and horns express their displeasure at her move. She ends up right next to me. I hatch my evil plan. I roll down my window and I honk at her. She ignores me, so I wave at her nicely and point to her back tire. Then I motion her to roll down her window. Your tire is really low. You might want to pull over to the gas station and put some air in it. I'll let you in front of me. She smiles, says thanks, and pulls into the gas station. I drive off as she's getting out to check her perfectly fine tire. The gas station exit is right where the accident was. It probably added 20 minutes to her commute to pull in there and try to get back out. How do you people even think of this stuff? I honestly would not even be smart enough to come up with a plan that quickly and that good, but good for you. Working at, oh my God, Blockbuster! That was everything. Oh, what I would do for a Friday night at Blockbuster, you guys. Those were the best times. Oh, you put a quarter in the gumball machine, and then if you got the little one that was a Blockbuster ball, you got a free movie. Oh, working at Blockbuster circa 2003. When checking people out, there were two things you were supposed to do. One, read the titles of the movies and give the due dates. Two, tell people to have a nice day/night after handing them their movies on the other side of the security gate. So guy comes in with his two kids on a busy Friday night. He has a few children's titles and an adult flick, if you know what I mean. I ring up the videos and tell him the due dates of the kid movies and say, the other one is due blank, trying to save him a little embarrassment. I walk over the security gate to hand him the videos where I'm planning on telling him to have a good night, but he's still at the register. Confused, I look at him and say, aren't you forgetting something? I think through the Blockbuster process and can't come up with anything. He has an indignant look on his face and says, you're supposed to tell me to have a good night. I'm pretty stunned that a grown man is so reliant on the well wishes of an 18-year-old, especially since I would have given him what he so desperately needed if he walked over to the security gate. So I say, sir, I am so sorry. Have a great night. I hope you enjoy your copy of I look down at his VHS tape, then look at everyone behind him in line and raise my voice. Married people, single sex. He turns bright red and the lady behind him covers her face. Sort of feel bad for his kids getting caught in the crossfire, but there are always casualties in war. I don't blame ya. I honestly didn't know that they had any kind of like explicit adult flick movies at Blockbuster. I mean, obviously I was a child and I wasn't looking for them, but like even as an adult, I don't think I knew that. I thought it was a pretty like PG place. I don't think like they even had rated R movies there. What on earth is this? This person got revenge on their brother for wrapping their gift with duct tape the previous year by encasing their brother's gift in solid concrete. I need to zoom in on this. Oh my God. There's concrete. They even put a bow. They have a hammer and safety glasses. I cannot read what those notes say, but that is just something else. Like, depends on what the gift is. Like, do I even want to go through all the efforts? Because, like, what if it was a prank and he didn't even put a gift in there? You know? I don't know if I would trust that, but I'd also be, like, so, like, nosy to find out if there was a gift in there because I also would want a gift. So, okay, I would probably do it. So driving down my parents' back lane to pick up my two daughters, 20 feet from my parents' driveway, a truck is sitting with its flashers on, sitting in the middle of the back lane, blocking the whole road. I sit for a bit waiting for her to move, and the lady yells at me, "I have my flashers on, I'm going to be 10 minutes, go around the block." I would have had to pull a U-turn in a back lane, drive 500 feet, take 2 left turns, drive 600 feet, 2 more left turns, 100 more feet to get into the parking spot that was now 20 feet from me. The 2 ladies in the truck were unloading groceries from the back of the truck at a very cumbersome pace. So I respond, "Can you pull ahead 20 feet or pull into the empty driveway?" Yes, they had a spot they could have pulled into to let me pass. To which she responds, "No, my flashers are on. I have 10 minutes to unload." I was having none of this nonsense, so I turn my car off, put my flashers on, go to my parents, get my mom's keys, reverse her car into the back lane, and put her flashers on. I now have my vehicle and my mom's vehicle blocking them in. They are finishing their unloading of groceries and start to go off on me, saying they will call a tow truck and so on, and several other verbal abuses, to which I respond, "My flashers are on, I'll only be 10 minutes. I moved the car 5 minutes later. The people in question were not amused. Y'all, this is a very sassy video and I am loving all the sass coming from these people. It's so good. Speaking of sass, your girl has something sassy coming. And if you want to see it, and you want to see the announcement soon, keep your eyes peeled on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. That is where it shall be announced. Business statistics. Okay, we have a group here. Okay, so this is like a class group. Hey, would anybody mind sending me the notes from class this morning? I accidentally slept through class. Someone wrote same. Someone wrote same as them, please. Okay, so basically the entire group for this probably future group project is skipping class and you're gonna have to do all the work, basically. Great. Ethan wrote notes, set an alarm. You tell him, Ethan. Oh, some people in group projects in university were so annoying. When I got to university and there was group projects in every class, I was like, oh my God, I thought we got rid of these in high school. Why am I at university having to work with other people? Like in drama, obviously my drama classes and acting, we had to perform together, but like I had to take English, I had to take psychology classes. I still want to talk to somebody about that. I was in drama for a reason. Why did I have to take 2 psych courses? Psych. Tell me how that makes any freaking sense. Oh, we got a tweet. Are you guys on Threads? Speaking of tweet. Ow! I just bit my tongue. Ow! Ah, I said Threads or tweets or something and I bit the side of my tongue. It's the Instagram version of Twitter. It's pretty much Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but I decided to get Threads and I'm on there. And I don't know, I like it because I don't use Twitter. So I'm like, oh, you know what? It's connected to Instagram. It's easy peasy. I don't know. I think it's fun. Anyways, if you're on there, let's chat. My boyfriend cheated on me, so I convinced him to get matching tattoos. He went first and I went home. I really wish you like attached a photo. What was it of? Like, were you like, let's get our names? Like, was it very specific to you guys as a couple? Because then, oh, that hurts. Genius though. I don't know if I'd have like enough patience to do that. Like if I found out I was cheated on, I don't know if I could be like, oh, let's go get tattoos together and like play it up. You know what I mean? Like my emotions, I can't control them. This person who got revenge on a car that was double parked. Oh. I thought they just like casually pushed the cart up next to this car. No. They zip tied it to the car. Well, that's gotta be, what if that causes like actual damage to the car? If they found out, you could be in big trouble. You could be in big trouble. Like, what do you even do? Like, you gotta find something to cut that off. And like, how annoying. But like, don't double park, because that's also annoying. I love how this story starts. It was a cold winter day. Reminds me, or like Christmas movie vibes, you know? That's what I'm getting out of this. It was a cold winter day. 8 inches of snow, ew, had fallen the night before, and the wind chill made it feel as if it were in the negatives. Fahrenheit. Okie dokie, this is Canadian weather for sure. I drive an all-wheel drive SUV, so I have no issues getting out. My wife, on the other hand, drives a Prius, which slides with the smallest amount of moisture on the road. My car was down at the time, so we had to take my wife's car. I spent 45 minutes in the freezing cold shoveling that car out so we could get to the store. We were gone for an hour, and when we came back, our neighbor had taken the spot I had shoveled. Oh my God, hold on. I need to moisture for this nonsense. Our apartment complex doesn't have assigned parking, but in the winter, it's understood that if you shovel a spot, it's yours. Well, that would be common courtesy, yeah. So when I saw his car in the spot I had just shoveled, I was pretty pissed. I went inside and filled 2-gallon jugs of water, went back out and poured them on his windshield, rinse and repeat. I must have poured about 10 gallons of water on his car. Being how cold it was already freezing by the time I poured the last gallon on. It sat like that overnight. The next morning, I got to watch as he helplessly tried to scrape all of these layers of ice off his windshield. Don't take my damn parking spot. That's just mean. Like, that's common courtesy. Of course, when you're pulling in, you're like, ooh, a freshly shoveled spot. Let me take it. Not thinking about how infuriating that would be if the roles were reversed. Canadians would never. Canadians would never. Although they were probably Canadian and they did, so. We're not as nice as you think, I guess. This happened many years ago, but I heard the theme song from the movie just now and the memory came flooding back. I had gone to see a popular movie by myself, got to the theater in plenty of time and sat down. Theater starts to fill up and soon the only available seats are single seats here and there, including the one next to me. I notice a man 1 row ahead of me that has an empty seat on either side of him, as well as the seat in front of him. So yes, he had a prime seat. A couple comes in and they start looking for 2 seats together. They notice the man in the row in front of mine and his empty seats on either side and politely ask if he would move 1 seat over so they could sit together. He refused. This rubbed me the wrong way. Granted, I would have hated to lose the luxury of empty seats around me in a crowded theater too, but if I only paid for 1 seat, I'm only entitled to 1 seat. So I asked the couple if they would like my seat and the empty seat next to mine, and I would move to a single empty seat. Couple gratefully accepted, and I moved to the seat in front of the entitled patron. I got to be nice to the couple and petty in the same action. Not bad. I would have sat right next to him. Hey, buddy! Here I am, sitting right next to you, all comfy and cozy. Honestly, they don't allow that in our theaters. In my hometown, Windsor, there's someone who comes in before the movie starts and literally stands there and they do a whole announcement. And they're like, everybody, if there's an empty seat next to you, please move over. Everyone shift to the right. And they make sure, like they will Jenga you so that everybody fits and every seat is taken. No joke. So this would never fly. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. And if you ever got some petty revenge on someone, please let me know in the comments. I'm intrigued.